look like a mermaid because Tarte apparently wants us to. You guys, today I'm going to do first impression and all day wear test on a few of the new Tarte Rainforest of the Sea products. This was a 500 point perk from Sephora and I jumped all over it. It sold out very quickly. I don't think it's available anymore, but it came with a whole bunch of these new Rainforest of the Sea products and I was like super curious about them anyway. So I put them on my face today. So I put them all over my face today and I'm gonna do an all day wear test for you. So just quickly, this whole line is supposed to be very much about like hydration, very good skin ingredients, antioxidants being infused, and water-based products and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to read to you a little bit about what they say about it. So our Rainforest of the Sea complex, along with other moisturizing and antioxidant ingredients in these formulas, helps protect and nourish skin while reflecting light for a radiant, glowing appearance, because who doesn't want to look like a mermaid? The ingredients work in harmony to soothe, replenish, and hydrate skin, while powerful antioxidants help protect from daily aggressors and active skin renewal for that youthful look we all want. I will say, if they're going on and on about, you know, looking youthful throughout the day and all that great stuff, why is there no SPF in any of these products? Tarte? Why? I don't know. But anyway, I have put these all over my face and we will get into that now. In the set that I got with my point perk came with a sample of the foundation. Now on the back you can see there's like lots of different shades. How many are there? 3, 6, it looks like 12. And there's a pretty decent range, but it comes with 4, you know, actual samples. So I think light neutral is probably right around where I should be. The Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, it is $47 Canadian. It's supposed to be very pigmented, so kind of like you don't need very much. It's, on first glance, very watery. So hopefully that means there's a lot of pigment in it. Okay, what it says: give your skin hydration boosting coverage with Tarte's 12-hour foundation. The concentrated full coverage fluid formula contains 20% water to hydrate dry skin, as it covers and masks any redness, dark spots, and uneven skin tone. Okay, we all know I don't have dry skin. So, however, I've heard lots of different people say this is great, so I still wanted to try it. Okay, so here is it smeared all over my face. Let's start buffing it in with the brush. And I am gonna use a brush. I'm not gonna use a beauty blender. I don't wanna shear it out at all, which a beauty blender will do. I just want to see how it goes on, like straight up with a brush. Describe this as a definite medium coverage foundation, but sometimes they take a little while to settle. So sometimes I find like by the end of when I'm doing all my makeup, I can get a better picture of it. But that took about half of what was in there. So I would say, like, if it was in a bottle, probably like 1 full pump to cover my whole face. And I just got a little bit more on my finger there. It says in the description that it's supposed to soften the look of pores, and I think it has. I think here's usually where I have the most visible pores, right here, right here, right here. Between my eyebrows, I don't really think it's done much at all, but here and here, it feels like, yeah, it has kind of softened the look of that a little bit. So I struggled with the decision on whether I should do this step or not, because I am testing this concealer. But really, my dark circles are so dark that any concealer needs this step. And since I wear this step every day of my life, why would I test a concealer without it and give you my thoughts? That doesn't really make any sense, and it's not really fair to the product. So what I'm doing is I'm color correcting my dark circles with a peach color corrector. This is the Urban Decay one. So here is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aquacealer Concealer. What does it say here? Comes in 6 shades, it's $31 Canadian, which is kind of like, yikes, that's expensive. What it is: a lightweight 12-hour concealing serum with skin soothing benefits. that provides targeted medium buildable coverage. Well, they said the foundation was full coverage, so if they're saying this is medium, it's making me think it's not gonna be even medium, but we'll see. It comes in beautiful packaging. I haven't even opened this up yet, but look at this. Nice frosted glass bottle. The top, you know, matches all the other packaging with this stuff. What shade did I get here? I should tell you that, light medium. So that should be good for me. Let's see, so I believe it has a doe foot. Am I right? Yeah, whoa, it has a big doe foot. That is a big doe foot applicator. Okay, so like I said, it's supposed to have all these really amazing skin ingredients in it. This feels, first of all, it smells exactly like the Urban Decay concealer, which is kind of like a paint smell a little bit, which whatever, that's whatever. And it does feel like a little bit lighter. It feels kind of like, it's definitely not thick. So I'm gonna use a beauty blender and pat this in. Wow, I don't know. This seems kind of a bit too yellow toned. It only came in 6 shades. I didn't want to go with the lightest shade. I believe this is the second lightest shade. Yeah, definitely on the yellow side, that's for sure. Again, I will wait till the end to, you know, till I'm done all my makeup to see if it creases. I am gonna set it. I have to set all my makeup because I'm oily. But honestly, you guys, all concealers crease on me. I've never found a concealer that doesn't. Some crease worse than others though, so that's kind of how I judge them. And I kind of go down in the exact same area where I put that. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. My makeup, not all my makeup, my concealer, I don't know if you guys ever find this, but I find sometimes like my face eats concealer by the end of the day. And what I mean by that is, it's not like it disappears, but it's almost like the blue and black undertones of my dark circles like just come through and make it look more gray throughout the day. I don't know if you guys ever have had that experience, but I find that happens to me a lot. Yeah, okay, this I would not say is a luminous foundation. It's looking pretty matte on me. I'm sure my oily face will make it luminous by the end of the day. Now, as you can see, I have already done my eyeshadow. And so, we're just gonna put on some liner, mascara, lashes. We'll see about the lashes. But anyway, this is the So Fine Micro Liner. And this is supposed to, there's only one color. This is supposed to have like the most ultra fine tip. Let's see how it looks. Very tiny. Very, very tiny little tip on that. Like that looks like a pen you would write with, doesn't it? I don't know. Let's swatch it. Wow, that is black. Look at how black that is. Okay, let's get going. I'm not gonna talk through this part because this requires concentration. So I've done one. It's very liquidy. As soon as I touch it down, the pigment wants to go. It wants to come out of the pen. It wants to go onto your eyelid, which is good. It's not really bleeding into lines, but it's not like a crisp line either. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I definitely had to do a little bit of a thicker line because even though it's a fine tip, okay. Like you could do a very fine tip, but as soon as you put it on its side, as as you put it on its side, which is how I prefer to use any type of pen eyeliner, because I just find it easier to do that way than go like this, then the pigment kind of wants to go into the lines a little bit more. But it's not too bad. Like, I want to give you guys the info, but I don't want to make it seem worse than it is. Now, it's looking like it's gonna dry to kind of a matte black, which is nice. I don't like shiny pen eyeliners. I like them when they're matte, for sure. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. Now let me do the other one and see if I can get them to match. Okay, success. So I was able to do it same on either side. We all know how difficult that can be. What do you think of my face? What do you think of the color and the look of my face, my skin?
Skin looks kind of, it's very like, it looks,
flat.
Yes, it looks flat and like there's no pores in your skin.
Okay.
It makes it look plastic.
Okay.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
Kind of.
It's like a concealer, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to make everything uniform, and then on top you go back in with different things to add dimension.
It definitely makes your face look uniform.
Okay.
It's so weird. It's like I'm looking at it, and it looks like your features are there, but it's just flattened out, and it's like Photoshop. You look Photoshopped. Actually, that way.
Photoshopped. I look Photoshopped. Okay, so if you are the kind of person who likes to look perfect, then this is the foundation for you, apparently. I get what he's saying. Yeah, it's very flat, which we all know. That's why we go in with contour and blush and bronzer. We add dimension back. The concealer, like, it didn't highlight at all. Covered up, but it didn't highlight, and still seeing a little bit of darkness. And the creasage is actually not bad at all. But yeah, it's very like one uniform skin look right now going on. Okay, back to this, because that was just an interruption. Here's what they claim. Achieve a tight line and define and volumize lashes with this water-infused liquid eyeliner. Featuring an ultrafine tip, it makes it easy to create a crisp, precise line and expertly fill in spaces between lashes to extend and volumize the appearance of upper and lower lash line. Well, we can do that with any eyeliner, but I do agree that it was easy to create a wing and all that. Loaded with triple black pigments, it's perfect for creating a crisp line or dramatic cat eye look with ultimate control. I would agree. I think this is a winner. I think it's black, it's matte. Is it as easy to use as my Kat Von D one? Not quite. With my Kat Von D one, I can create a perfect winged eyeliner like 99 times out of 100. This one, I feel like I can as well, but because the tip is so short, it just takes a little bit longer. It's not as easy, but I love how black it is. I love how matte it is. So, winner. Okay, moving on. I'm going to just create some dimension on top of this perfect foundation, and then I will come back in a second. Okay, so I have curled my lashes. I really wanted to try the new Tarte mascara, but as far as I know, it's only sold on Tarte's website for now and not on Sephora, and it's not even in this. This came with a little mini of the Lights Camera lashes, and since I have a full size open, I'll just use that instead. I think I might give that away or do something, I don't know, but anyway, I have a full size right here. So I've been using this a lot over the last month. It's actually been in my Bought It Forgot It, and so I've been using this a ton. And I would say, if you haven't heard my thoughts in my latest Get Ready With Me, I would say this is a very, very decent mascara. Like a decent everyday mascara. It's nice and black, gives you dimension, like not dimension, it gives you volume, and it's pretty decent separation, like definition as well. But it's not my favorite. It's not like my favorite mascara of all time, but I do really like it, and I do think it's very good. That is what the brush looks like, in case you have never seen it before. It's a nice natural bristle brush. You get pretty good control with this one. I did, however, get a little bit on my lid. just a touch though. It hasn't transferred on me. I haven't really noticed it smudge. However, I haven't really used it on the bottom lashes ever before. So we'll see by the end of the day today how that goes. Okay, so there's that. So last thing, we only really have 2 things left to do, which is lipstick and set our makeup. Now, I have had, don't know what's happened to me, over the last 2 weeks, the worst dry lips ever. And I've been exfoliating. I've been like going in with the super heavy duty lip balms. I've been taking care of them and still they're getting so dry. Like, anyway, it's just been the absolute worst. So the claims of this particular lipstick, and this by the way is in the shade Beach Bum, which is a really nice neutral everyday shade, matte. By the way, that felt super creamy. Okay, here's what it says. First of all, it comes in 12 shades. Saturate lips with creamy full coverage color and hydration with this long wearing satin matte lipstick. This vibrant lip formula helps firm, treat, and protect your lips while providing intense hydration and hiding the appearance of fine lines. I need intense hydration right now. Let me talk about something else before I put this on. This has been very controversial because it is $26 Canadian and it is 0.085 of an ounce. Now, a regular MAC lipstick, as an example, which MAC lipstick is pretty standard to most lipsticks across the board, right? It's 0.1 ounce. And so this is 0.15 ounces less than your standard lipstick. And it's super expensive. So, you know, people aren't liking that. They're saying, I was shocked at how little product I'm getting, and obviously they're talking about the full size. This is a sample size here, but you know what I'm saying. So there's that. Let me line my lips before I put this on. I'm just gonna use MAC Subculture. Wow, that is really opaque and pigmented. And it is just gliding on, like sliding across my lips. Oh. Okay. I am barely applying pressure to this. It just completely broke. It feels great. It completely broke because it's so ultra soft. And I was even going to say, I think you're gonna have to be careful with this because it's so glidey that I could feel like it almost just wants to do its own thing and glide right off your lips. Like, you're gonna have to be ultra careful that doesn't happen. Like, okay, seriously, can I get my 500 points back? You know what? Yeah, they're gonna give me some points back for that because that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's free, but I spent 500 points on this set and that shouldn't happen. So I'm really not impressed with that at all. On my lips, it feels great though. So I don't know, but it wouldn't make me want to run out and buy it because it's just gonna break. So what is the point? Okay, moving on. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna do lashes. I'm just not in the mood to fool around with that right now. Okay, last thing. So we've got here the Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Mist. So it did say you could spray this on prior to your makeup as a primer. I didn't do that because this is supposed to be hydrating and my skin is oily, so I went in with a mattifying primer. That's just how I do, okay? Okay, so what it says here is, this complexion boosting mist helps restore your skin's natural radiance and hydration and extends your makeup for 12 hours. This refreshing setting spray acts as a hydrating mist and primer to help minimize the appearance of pores, redness, and puffiness. That's a pretty big claim. Let's see. So, cute little packaging. I'm always afraid the first time because I don't know if it's gonna get stuck and like glop all over my face. By the way, so this says 12 hours. It helps extend your makeup. The foundation and concealer also said 12 hours, I believe. Yes, they both did. So I'm not going to check in at 1 in the morning. It's 1 p.m. right now. But I will probably check in around, let's say about 9. So that gives a full solid 8 hours, okay? So let's do this. You know what? Hold on. Okay, now I'm not so scared. It smells great. It smells like lemons, but not like super strong, just lightly. That was a pretty fine mist. I mean, this is a sample, but I would assume that they're gonna put the same type of sprayer on, because how well it mists is definitely a factor in whether I want to buy something or not. Okay, so there you have it. So we will check in at, like I said, around 9 o'clock, give this full 8 hours, and we'll see how everything goes. Hey guys, it's 5 after 9 in the evening, and you can see I have changed slightly. It got really cold and there was a huge snowstorm. Yeah, that's Canada for you. So anyway, I changed into something a little warmer. Okay. So let's talk about what is on my face. Let's start with the foundation. So first of all, I was just looking at it right before I pressed record, and it's held up pretty good. So it did oxidize a little bit, you know, throughout the day, and I did notice it like halfway through the day that it was just a touch, you know, yellower than it started. And I don't really think this is the best color match for me to begin with. I think it's, you know, a little, just 1 shade too dark probably. But the finish on it is really nice. It's held up just as well as like pretty much any of my favorite foundations would. It's pretty oily in my T-zone areas, my cheeks here. It has worn away quite a bit on my chin, but you know, I touched my chin a lot. Actually, it hasn't worn away quite a bit. It's worn away a little bit on my chin. And I do touch my chin a lot during the day. It's definitely medium coverage. I wouldn't say this is full coverage by any means. But it's definitely nice. And it has a really nice finish. I did blot about halfway through the day. And you can see like I'm back to being pretty shiny. So, but I never repowdered at any point. I just blotted with an oil blotting sheet. Foundation is super comfortable to wear. I didn't find it drying at all. Like I didn't feel cakiness. I didn't see cakiness. It definitely felt nice throughout the whole day. So that is excellent. Will I buy it? Probably not. It's just, you know, it's just like as nice as foundations I already own, so I don't feel the need to go rush out and buy it myself, because I already have foundations that perform this well. But would I recommend it? Yes. I think it's a very nice foundation. I think it looks great after 8 hours. That's that for the foundation. Now the concealer has its pros and cons to me. I did find that it did not really crease any worse than my favorite concealer. So there's always going to be a little bit of creasiness for me, that's for sure. But overall, it held up like in terms of creasing as well as anything else that I own. So that's great. You know, I said before, my face kind of eats concealer sometimes, and I feel like that's kind of what's happening. Like, it's not cakey or powdery, but it is kind of like, I can see definitely the grayness coming through. So for as expensive as it is, you know, it's not blowing my socks off. I think if you don't have like the really dark circle problem like I do, then, you know, you'll find it to be excellent. But for me, it's just, you know, it's not up there with my favorites, and so therefore I don't really think it's worth the big price tag for me personally. So this eyeliner, I am loving it. I think it looks fantastic still. I mean, this is full 8 hours, it's still black. It hasn't really even worn away that much on the inner corners, and that tends to happen with me a lot, even with my favorites. So, you know, that is excellent. It's just nice and matte and black, went on easily. You saw how it went on. So this, winner for that one for sure. Love it. This lipstick, I actually called the Sephora VIB Rouge concierge, told them what happened. They gave me my points back, which was very nice. A+ customer service from Sephora as usual. It's a real shame that that happened. I think the lipstick going on was like super nice. You can, obviously I'm not wearing it anymore. It did wear off throughout the day. It's super creamy. It did, after maybe about 15 minutes, kind of change in consistency though. It changed to more of like a satin, almost like how a cream to powder like blush product or something like that would function. It almost acted like a cream to powder ish lipstick, which was kind of strange. It actually, I found it pretty drying after a while. I do have to say, like when it first went on, I found it really like wet, hydrating, and then as soon as it kind of like dried down a little bit, it just became really dry, which I thought was weird. I don't know if that's just because, like I said, my lips are super dry lately, but I mean, if you have super dry lips, you would want to use something like this. So maybe that's something to consider. I feel like I didn't really get to test this as well as I would have, because at some point I would have reapplied it, but I am not really able to because it is broken. So there's that. This Marine Boosting Mist, I really like the scent of it. It's got that really nice lemony scent. It is refreshing, but as soon as you spray it, the hydration feeling doesn't really last that long after the initial spray. Although I will say that my skin didn't feel dry throughout the day. So I don't know if that is just the foundation or the combination of this as well. So I will continue to use up this sample and, you know, report back if I have any other thoughts on it. But so far I think it's nice. And just the last thing, obviously this is not Rainforest of the Sea, but it did come with this set, so I did test it. This is the Lights Camera Lashes. Now I've been using it all month. I do really like it for the top, but this is the first time I've used it on my bottom lashes. Normally this is my holy grail for bottom lashes because it never flakes, smudges, period, ever. This is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. And trying this on my lower lashes, it did flake. I did notice halfway through the day little black specks. Didn't smudge, but it did flake. So didn't love that. I don't know why that is. Why does mascara flake more easily from the bottom than the top? Because when I've used this any other time on the top, never flaked. So that's it for me testing out these products for you today. I hope you found it very helpful, and if you do buy any of these, let me know how you like them. I don't think I'm going to be trying out anything else from this line, but it's nice that there were a few definite hits here, and kind of sad that there were a few, you know, not so great things, but overall I think pretty great across the board. So everything has its pros and cons, but overall more pros than cons. So that's always nice when that happens. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.